Hello everyone, welcome to my civil engineering YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post my new videos. Today I'll be discussing regarding a concept of how to determine an elongation of a bar of varying cross section. So here I have taken a bar which is of different length, different diameter, means it has a circular cross section. So different diameter and hence of different cross sectional area. Obviously when the dimensions are different, the cross sectional area should be different. So let us take this bar, the overall bar, which is subjected to the axial load, total axial load of magnitude equal to P. So though each section is subjected to the same axial load P, yet the stress, strains and change in length will be different. So the total change in length will be obtained by adding the changes in length of the individual section. So let us assume that let P is the axial load acting on the bar, L1 is the length of section 1, A1 is the area of cross-sectional area of section 1, L2 and A2 are the length and cross-sectional area of section 2, L3 and A3 are the cross-sectional area and length of section 3, and E is the Young's modulus of the bar. So we are supposed to find out what is the total elongation of overall bar, that is integration of section 1, 2 and 3 for overall 3 section. We are supposed to find out what is the overall elongation of the bar when it is subjected to the load of magnitude equal to P. So here the first and foremost step is we are supposed to determine the stress at various sections. So first and foremost step is to determine the stress at various section. So let me consider the section 1 here. Let sigma 1 is the stress at section 1. So as we know that the stress is nothing but load over cross-sectional area. So therefore sigma 1 is taken as load divided by area of cross-section of section 1. So here load remains constant because same load is applied throughout the section, which is equal to the magnitude of P throughout. So therefore load is equal to P and area of section 1 is equal to A1. So sigma 1 is equal to P by A1. So similarly, the stresses for section 2 and 3 are given as sigma 2 is equal to P by A2 and sigma 3 is equal to P by A3. So next we are supposed to find out what are the different magnitude of stresses at different sections after determination of the stresses. So therefore the strain at section 1 is taken in terms of stress as stress by Young's modulus. So strain in section 1 is equal to stress at section 1 divided by Young's modulus. So here we are taking the material as same but section is different. So if at all if the material is same throughout, then the Young's modulus will be same throughout. Therefore E remains same as it is for overall 3 sections. So therefore E is a constant. So therefore sigma 1 by E is equal to small e1. So that is nothing but sigma 1 can be elaborated as P by A1 into E. So similarly E2 is equal to sigma 2 by E, that is equal to P by A2E, and sigma 3 E3 is equal to sigma 3 by E, so that is equal to P by A3E. So these are all the strains at the individual section in concern. So next, coming on to the next is determination of the strain in terms of changes in the length. So strain in section 1 is equal to change in length at section 1 divided by the length, that is the original length. So here strain in section 1 is taken as again E1 is equal to change in length is taken as dl1 and length at section is equal to L1. So change dl1 by L1 is nothing but E1. So similarly, wherein dl1 is the change in length of section 1 and L1 is the original length or initial length of section 1. So here I need what is the elongation. So dl1 can be also be taken as dl1 is equal to E1 into L1. E1 into L1. Similarly, after finding the E1 value in terms of change in length and original length, so we can also interpret the change in length, that is dl1 is equal to E1 into L1. I can also take E1 in terms of stress and Young's modulus as PL1 divided by A1 into E, wherein P by A1 into E is taken as E1. In the previous slide, we have explained it. So next is change in length of section 2. So it is equal to dl2, that is nothing but the product of E2 and L2, wherein it is simplified as PL2 divided by A2E. Similarly, change in length at section 3, so that is PL3 by A3E. So these are all the changes in the length of individual sections. After finding the changes in the length, we are supposed to find out the overall elongation of the bar, which is nothing but the summation of changes in the length, or it is also called as summation of elongations at different sections. So that is nothing but dl, it is equal to dl1 plus dl2 plus dl3, where dl is nothing but the total elongation of the bar and dl1, dl2 and dl3 are the individual elongation of the respective sections. So it can be substituted with reference to the formulas which we have got it. So that is PL1 by A1E plus PL2 by A2E plus PL3 by A3E. So here we can observe that P by E is a constant throughout. So we can just take it outside the bracket. So P by E times of L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 plus L3 by A3. So this is the standard formula for finding the elongation of the bar of varying cross section. So here, if at all this P by E times of L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 plus L3 by A3, this formula holds good when the material of the cross sections are same throughout. So if at all, if the material is different, suppose at section 1 we have the brass and at section 2 we have the copper, and at section 3 we have some iron. So in such case the Young's modulus will be different. So in that case we are supposed to use this formula wherein E will be different for that individual sections. So P times of L1 by A1E1 plus L2 by A2E2 plus L3 by A3E3. So these are all the formulas. Thank you for watching.